මම 2 කියලා දන්නේ නැහැ. මම මේ කතා කරන්නේ මොකද්ද? check 1 check 1 check 2 ඒක හරිද? check 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 check 1 2 3 check 1 2 3
dajalilade rahase Champions League ek had gas mein hanguman kick ve java naramenne bhagi dulanne bhidi dasate goal ek gannai sit sarasenne samarok venne sabdeta denne one heart. One game, one heart. Champions League, this is where we start. Together we dream, together we fight. We are the champions. Under the the call is clear, the Champions League is finally one game, one heart, Champions League, this is where we start. Together we dream, together we fight, we are the champions. Under the light. We play for love, pride and pain, for every child who dreams again. Nobody's here, no fear, no end, just one dream that we defend. மரங்கள் கிக்காகவே களத்தில் உறுதியாய் மின்னவும் நாமே சாம்பியன்ஸ் லீக் வரவே உணர்வதற்கே தருமே Cheer ekai gammak denne kollo set ekama ek wenne goal eකට kick එක denne Champions League mein aramenne one game one heart Champions League satanai aramenne dili denne jaya ganne එක සිහිනට අපි යන්නේ one game one heart Champions League where dreams take part raise your flags feel the art football one game one heart hey oh one dream one star hey oh one game one heart Champions League forever we play the spirit of football leads the way.
Very good afternoon to all our viewers, and we welcome you all to the Racecourse in Colombo. We have the Sri Lanka Football Champions League, and today's match starting at 4:45 kickoff will be Crystal Palace taking on SLTB SC. We have slightly gloomy weather today. Nevertheless, good conditions for football as long as it does not rain in the next couple of hours. And as we take a look at the weather, temperature not too bad. And we do have a bit of wind going across the ground, but nothing to worry about too much. And joining me in commentary is Deshan Gonawala. Welcome, Deshan.
Absolutely, Varun. Don't forget, if you're just joining us here, you can join us also on Sri Lanka Football's Facebook and YouTube pages, Supreme TV, our terrestrial TV partner, and ThePapare.com for worldwide coverage. It's a battle of the old guard, two supremely respected clubs in Sri Lanka's football scene. Clubs that have a legacy of performance, clubs that have a legacy of contribution to Sri Lanka's local football scene, and clubs that are intertwined with the local communities in which they are based. So, all to fight for Nigambo youth as well. Very influential team in that part of the country. And here we're going to have a quick look at the standings so far. It's all about New Star in this table so far. New Star winning all their games, followed by Serendip in second place, 3 points off the pace. Saunders SC, Java Lane and Nigambo Youth following 7, 4 and 1 point. So all these teams, 1 win and 1 loss away from each other in the standings, but Sri Lanka Transport Board stuck all the way in last place as the minnows of the group.
Absolutely, and this is the points table of Group A, and we have the two teams in the last two places taking on today here at 4:45, and like you said, all the teams just in one match between all of them, and this is the week 5 of the Sri Lanka Football Champions League for 2025 and 2026 season. And let's take a look at the points table of Group B as well. St. Mary's SC leading that one with Pelicans, Sri Lanka Police, Solid SC, Morgas Mull SC, Mathura City Club and Supersun SC following along respectively. And a couple of teams to watch out, Mathura as well, have had long-standing teams. Long-standing teams over the years and have contributed immensely towards football in Sri Lanka. St. Mary's SC as well, leading that Group B. And in a couple of moments, we will be having the kickoff of this game. Crystal Palace taking on SLTB SC. We'll take a look at the results of last week, week 4. Pelicans SC winning against Sri Lanka Police SC 1-0, and Serendip SC winning against Nigambo 1-0 as well. Crystal Palace taking a beating from New Star 6-0 in that game. And Mathura City Club and Supersun SC, Mathura takes that one 2-1. And Java Lane, another dominating performance from them, winning against SLTB SC 5-0. And St. Mary's SC, the leader of Group B, winning against Morgas Mull SC 4-0.
Crystal Palace FC, of course, hailing from Gampala in the central province of Sri Lanka, taking on Sri Lanka Transport Board in this game, having a history of utter dominance in that part of the country and recently facing a turbulent time. And just a quick look at the fixtures for today. We're starting off with this game, followed by Saunders taking on New Star in a battle that can potentially impact the top of the table. Java Lane then take on Nigambo Youth, followed by Solid SC taking on Morgas Mull. St. Mary's take on Supersun on the 11th at 4 p.m. and then Mathura City and Pelicans fighting it off. So for today is those 4 teams battling it out. Crystal Palace, of course, taking on Sri Lanka Transport Board now, followed by Saunders taking on New Star a little later this evening.
Yes, we have an interesting weekend of football coming up in the Sri Lanka Football Champions League. A couple of interesting games as well, like you said, games that can decide the standings in the points table. And today we have Crystal Palace FC taking on SLTB SC, and following at 8:30 p.m. Saunders SC taking on New Star SC. And 10th January, that's tomorrow, Saturday at 4 o'clock, we have Java Lane taking on Nigambo, and Solid SC taking on Morgas Mull. And on Sunday we have St. Mary's taking on Supersun SC at 4 p.m. and Mathura City Club taking on Pelicans at 8 p.m.
The conditions here remains to be seen exactly how it will play out. I know we gave you a weather forecast a short while ago, but it's very gloomy. And you can expect a touch of dew on the pitch as well, and the Racecourse pitch, as pristine as it is, does tend to act up when it is wet and does tend to play a little differently, Virun. So it really remains to be seen how it will pan out in that sense.
Absolutely, and we did have a slight drizzle before the game, and we'll be starting off with the proceedings. Just a few moments out from starting this game, the two teams are lined up. As we see, flag, living football, FIFA, and we have the officials and the two teams walking out respectively. A couple of interactions between the two teams. As they line up for formalities.
The thing about Sri Lanka Transport Board, as we have mentioned in a number of games so far, is that their primary issue seems to be their condition in Virun, and particularly in the second half, they tend to open up quite a bit. Unfortunately for them, the last game they conceded in the first 5 minutes and were unable to really put their foot on it, but they do create their chances and they do open up the defense. I think they just lack the cutting edge up front to convert those chances into goals, and especially about a fortnight ago, they held their own for about 40 minutes in that first half, threatened the opposition, probably have the better chances as well, and unfortunately lost out at the end of it. But it goes on to show and reaffirm the fact that they can turn over the result if things go their way just a little bit. They've just not had that luck, and I think again Crystal Palace, not really a pushover, but they'll be wanting to try and pull a result out of the hat here.
Yes, absolutely, and like you said, let's just take a look at the match officials. Sasanka, Madhushanka, Kushan Indika, S. Samara Divakara, Sadeep Samaranayaka, the match officials. And like you said, SLTB conditioning, they do have issue there. And we have SLTB playing from left to right of your screens. Let's take a look at the lineup for SLTB. Fahim, Kumar, Chaminda, Hettiarachi, Sanjeev, Jayavira, Ratnayaka, Manuel, Minhaj, Izyan, Suranga, the goalkeeper. And the head coach, MNM Izzadeen.
Mohammad Izzadeen, of course, with bags of experience, having played for the national team as well. We quickly have a look at Crystal Palace's lineup. Mohammad Shamak is going to be leading out the Gampala lads. Mohammad Riflan in the goal. In defense, assisting Shamak is going to be Mohammad Ilsham, as well as Michael, followed by Isaac Abba, Mohammad Sajid, and Godwin Amasebu playing in the middle of the park. Johnson, Inam, and also Dushantan going to be leading that attack and potentially doing the damage for Nalinda Korara's side.
And we're just a couple of seconds away, and let's kick off.
So Crystal Palace playing from the the right to left of your screens rather, while SLTB are going to be playing left to right. Crystal Palace in their navy blue strip, while Sri Lanka Transport Board going to be playing in their white strip with the red shorts. So all to play for.
Sri Lanka Transport Board in their usual colours, and now Crystal Palace.
Looking for an early ball, and Sri Lanka Transport Board playing a high line, the risky play. Leaving space in behind as well as a result, and an early shot ricocheting there off the defender.
Crystal
Yes.
Palace.
For SLTB, already a lot of the success is going to rely on how effective Janaka Chaminda in that midfield ends up being. And here we have early doors Johnson trying to get through the defensive line, but the ball goes out of bounds. Quick throw in coming here. The cross coming in, easily collected on that occasion by Sudesh Suranga. He's had a bit of a nightmare of a tournament, Sudesh Suranga. He's conceded the highest amount of goals of any team. Not a record you want as a keeper.
Couldn't agree more. I think something all the keepers would fear is having a stat like that during a tournament. Not something to be proud of. Now Crystal Palace takes it quickly. SLTB with the throw in.
A nice little release early doors. SLTB looking for that pass. A man here, just a little bit too much on it. One would argue that Nuwan Jayavira should have potentially tried to keep it inside bounds. But early doors, just another look at how SLTB can create space for themselves and open the door. In particular,
You got to pounce on every opportunity you get. Like you said, they've tried better to keep that ball in play. Nevertheless, now Crystal Palace just a little too much on that pass.
Coach Izzadeen had a tough time so far grinding out the results, but he does have structural restrictions stopping him from really pulling the results. A lot of these teams do have expat players and talent from overseas. It's not something that SLTB hasn't really been awarded the opportunity of doing.
Free kick for SLTB. That comes straight out, and now Crystal Palace with a chance. Definitely offside on that occasion. He's miles in front of his opponent. Let's take a look at that. Yes. Would have been a good opportunity if he was onside. Crystal Palace have looked aggressive in the first 5 minutes of this game. They look like they want something early on. SLTB slightly more on the casual side. Once again, that ball goes into space. Lovely ball coming in for SLTB. Just away from him, and the defender does get to it for Crystal Palace. Was a little too much on that, but Crystal Palace come away with the possession. And SLTB They'll be happy to get out of that situation. That ball did trickle outside. Now SLTB. Not the best of throw-ins. Now the cross will come in. Just hitting the crossbar. And Crystal Palace once again. They've had position. They've had majority position during the first 5 to 7 minutes of this game. Once again, Crystal Palace with space now. The ball getting away from him on that occasion, and SLTB have the throw in. And Crystal Palace once again come away with possession. Luckily that goes into space. Take a look at that one once again. Wasn't too happy that his teammate wasn't there to get that pass. Saranga, the goalkeeper for SLTB. Godwin, long pass out, finds his man. Crystal Palace uncharacteristic, gives away position but takes it right back.
SLTB showing early doors, Varun, that they do have the attacking capacity and they can pull a rabbit out of the hat. In particular, Shanmugaraju Sanjeev, who hasn't really been a starting point of the attack, who has been in and out of the team, who hasn't really done much. He's shown a bit of energy and changed the nature of the attack quite a bit rather. And as a result, Michael putting the ball into the box, this high line might come back to bite them, particularly very early on in the game when there are legs in both teams, and particularly with some of these expat players. Crystal Palace can run in behind. I know that the primary objective of playing that high line is to kind of keep things compact in the middle of the park. That way, just an offside by the looks of it. But no, the ball works its way out of bounds. As I was saying, the high line does allow you to keep things compact, and inadvertently, as a result, you can shield the shortcomings of your midfield, making the pitch a little bit smaller. But what that does is allow players to run off the back of you, and that exactly, once again, is what Johnson here is doing. Picks up the ball. So far they've not had a penetrative ball over the middle. All of the balls have been towards the sides of the pitch. And it's a high risk, high reward strategy, really. Mitigates some of the shortcomings of Sri Lanka Transport Board. But in turn, lots of space to run into, and that exactly is what Crystal Palace tries to take advantage of with a beautiful pass there. But now a foul. that occasion by Angelo Manuel. Sorry, I beg your pardon, that's Janaka Chaminda there. Angelo Manuel making the case on his behalf.
Crystal Palace did get 2 through balls in early in the game. Like you said, they are exploiting that weakness of SLTB, and now Crystal Palace Hemantha Bandaragoda just taken by Johnson. Goes way above the post.
Speculative effort there as well. Wasn't really remotely near the goal. And now, opportunity to break. Angelo Manuel with a good piece of play there, and Shanmuganathan. And now Ratnayaka here. Nuwan Jayavira rather. Nuwan Jayavira in the box looking for support. Nuwan Jayavira, he has a good turn on him and a turn of pace. But well defended. Trying to play it out the back there. Mohammad Yusam, but Jayavira got in the way. And I think as we move in to the 13th minute mark, bit of a knock on the cards. Gordon Amasevu in that midfield, just clutching onto his right leg.
Wonder what happened there. Take a look at that.
Just catching the crux of the tackle, but absolutely legal play from Angelo Manuel, who got it timed beautifully.
Absolutely. And that is a good piece of defense. It was returned from Crystal Palace as well, down in the right corner. Isaac just having a chat with the referee. It looks like Godwin will come off the pitch. No, he stays on. And now Crystal Palace. Wayward pass on that occasion.
Very dangerous play here. Mohammad Riflan very nearly conceding it to Sri Lanka Transport Board, and they're having a good spell here, looking for a speculative effort, and Riflan making no mistake in collecting that. But you'd expect something a little better from him given the standards that he has shown in the past. And actually a very tame effort coming across as well. But once again,
almost making a hash of it on that occasion.
a fantastic pass by Janaka Chaminda, just lacking the legs there. Nuwan Jayavira to try and cut in and get onto the end of it. And early doors, first 15 minutes, dare I say, SLTB have been the more potent of the two attacking teams.
Yes, although Crystal Palace has had possession, when it comes to the attacks, SLTB have looked more confident. Half-hearted efforts coming in from Crystal Palace.
once again, hitting the deck again is, on this occasion, Rukawi Johnson. No foul called there, but again, clobbering tackle coming in. Johnson seems to have taken it very hard on his right leg.
He seems to be in agony.
He's just complaining to the referee that it is the second time, but fair enough. Sasanka Madhusanka, he's been rather consistent over the course of this tournament, and so far as we proceed in this game, this is not a no-contact sport, is it, Virun? And to his credit, he's been happy to let that play, but actually having a second look at that, a little late in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. And like you said, it is a contact sport, but that did look a little too late. Referee not seeing that on that occasion, but hopefully Johnson, he is back on his feet, but he seems to be in a lot of pain.
Yeah, just walking about a bit gingerly there, Johnson, and more than anything else, especially when those clashes do happen at high speed, it's never easy. Got a corner kick now for Crystal Palace. Standing tall in the middle there, Michael, can he make the most of it? The ball makes a darting run, but the corner was an absolute waste of an effort, really. Be expecting a lot more from Hemantha Bandaragoda. And SLTB once again, Shanmuganathan now down this flank in the number 9 shirt. He's put a new lease of life into this attack and very nearly tries to find his teammate Jayavira, but intercepted. And now Crystal Palace with the opportunity to break.
Yes, once again on that occasion as well, SLTB having a good attack, just not being able to put the final touches on it.
Good idea from Janaka Chaminda once again. Now the ball coming into the box. Here's an opportunity. Oh, fantastic bit of footwork, and the ball coming in. Here's an opportunity for a header. Crystal Palace get rid of it. I don't think that's where he wanted the header to go, but Sudesh Suranga will not complain about that.
Yeah, definitely not where he wanted that header to go. Nevertheless, SLTB
just knocked off the ball there. No hard feelings on the part of Mohammad Inam. Hoyt cross coming in. Crystal Palace defense meets it with a plumb, and Nuan Jayavira very nearly holds on to it and loses possession. I think he's hurt his foot in the process. And very early doors, a substitution now with Rukawe Johnson coming off for the man in the number 24 shirt, Sinnarasha Askar. So that knock that Johnson picked up really taking the wind out of him. His evening is over already, and we're only 20 minutes in.
It's absolutely, like you said, very early substitution. He did look like he was in a lot of pain, and does well to get that ball back to his teammate. So we're 20 minutes done in this game. We have one of the players of SLTB on the floor. Looks like he might have pulled his groin. Hopefully nothing too serious. With 21 minutes down in the first half, Ishan, what do you think about this game so far?
Well, I think the game hasn't really burst into life. Janaka Chamindaja just a bit annoyed with his own teammate for hitting the deck. I think he recognizes that the story of the first half so far has been favorable to SLTB, and they'd want to get things going. They'd feel that they can get a goal in. I think what they have lacked is just a little bit of cutting edge in the final third, but they've been very promising so far, and I think they'd give themselves credit for how they've played. Crystal Palace, on the other hand, really need to get their act together, in essence.
Yes, absolutely, and I think the medics have had more action than the players.
Absolutely.
In this, first 22 minutes.
Absolutely, and that's something that is going to be of concern. They're just a foul there on the part of Isaac Arba, as he was trying to run through. Arba, not the quickest man, bit of a laboured runner. And Dumidu Hettiarachi just having his jersey tugged, and he was happy to let that happen. Once again, good defensive play by the SLTB attackers, winning the ball back, and hopeful ball. Bit too much on it for Shanmugaraja, but what Shanmugaraja's inclusion has really done is stretch this attack and in turn put the defense on a bit more pressure. And Janaka Chaminda, they are coming in from behind, trying to almost play through the midfielder. And on that occasion, the referee is saying Michael was fouled, so free kick by the centre circle.
Take a look at that one once again. Janaka Chaminda's leg just coming in front of the Crystal Palace player.
Janaka Chaminda now trying to work these little lines, trying to work these angles. And once again, Crystal Palace trying to build something from the midfield, taking the passes one after the other. And nicked off of him there. The referee finally calls foul, and not really sure about those ones, very soft foul, but another substitution, first half substitution, Lakshanta Dinara coming on for Saman Kumar.
Yes. So a couple of early substitutions for both teams. Now SLTB. Lakshanta comes on.
Came on as a substitute in the last game as well, so he has a bit of a longer cameo to play in today's game. And now Crystal Palace, ball comes in, so there's Suranga, not worried about it one bit, all going straight out of bounds.
I think both teams have lacked that the final touch. They've come close in their attack, but that final piece of work has been lacking for both teams in this first 25 minutes.
Kept in play there, and no, referee says that ball had gone out of bounds, so tried to be a little smart there, Dushantan. Once again, don't think that was out, but Janaka Chaminda manages to put off the attacker, and the ball once again works itself out of bounds. But so far, Crystal Palace haven't been able to put their foot on the gas. They've lose the ball again. Janaka Chaminda now in midfield, looking for support, twisting and turning. He's not the most mobile man, but he's got a good feel for the ball. Mohamed Riflan there, catching that through ball. But like I said, Crystal Palace not really finding their feet yet. And once again, in the middle of the park, here's an opportunity now. Speculative shot, really. And so Sudesh Suranga will take those, 7 days of the week. We're not going to test him. What I think they need to do is to understand that SLTB do play a very counter-attacking game. They don't really have the technical ability to dominate a team. And just hold on to the ball. Move it around a little bit. Get a feel for it. And the door will open, especially because of that high line that they are so insistent on playing. The chances will come. You just need to calm down a little bit. And once again, now, Jayavira. Ball coming in. See, that exactly is what I was saying earlier as well. They need to be composed in possession. Flip side, SLTB grabs one, moves it right to the front of the pitch and try to get into the box very quickly.
Absolutely, I think you were spot on that one. Now SLTB with the corner kick, but collected by the goalkeeper. Long ball coming through for Isaac. Once again defended by SLTB. Now SLTB did have a chance there. Crystal Palace takes a shot. Wide off to the left. That was a much better attempt at goal. Take a look at that one. He did stop and have a look at it. Now does well to send that ball out of bounds, and SLTB will have the corner.
I think man to man, Crystal Palace do have their expat players that are slightly more imposing in stature. But SLTB will fancy themselves here. Riflan with a good collection, taking no chances.
That ball lands in miles of space, and Crystal Palace just getting a touch on that.
Now running through SLTB, they managed to keep possession beautifully, and now the flag has gone up to suggest that the ball was out of bounds. So
just a little late on that occasion.
absolutely, I think the linesmen wanted to give themselves the best opportunity of the game continuing, but much to the dismay of the SLTB players, Sudesh Suranga with a risky pass gets rid of it.
Crystal Palace will just let that ball roll outside. SLTB trying to defend that one. Unfortunately, I beg your pardon, Crystal Palace. SLTB come away with the ball. Once again, losing possession is SLTB, and Crystal Palace will have the throw in. SLTB time and time again coming close, knocking on the door of Crystal Palace, and unfortunately they haven't been able to. Now once again SLTB with a throw in from a good position. Loses possession. Unforced errors. Nevertheless, they do come away with the ball. Janaka Chaminda, lovely ball in, and he misses that. That should have been put in.
Absolutely, what an effort that was, and what a chance that was, and absolutely missed it. I don't understand how you can get the timing so wrong. He went up at the right time, ball came in beautifully. Just another look at that. Janaka Chaminda whipped in a beautiful cross. He went up perfectly, and Ratnayaka, how he managed not to make any contact with his head baffles me. At this level, he should be burying that.
Absolutely, I think he made contact with his chest area on that occasion, but what a ball from Janaka Chaminda.
He really is the motor that keeps this SLTB side ticking. And despite his big frame, does get around very well as Crystal Palace sees a snapshot. Skied on that occasion, despite the efforts of Hemantha Bandaragoda. He's had a mixed game so far. He's been impactful at times, but not really showing the quality that he is known for. As to be fair, he also gets on with age. Does get a little bit more difficult, and SLTB once again breaking these lines. Javid, a beautiful ball coming in, and how wide did he leave that? Should be taking a first touch, and it's a one-on-one chance with the keeper.
Definitely, I think lack of game awareness on that occasion.
But again, if I am coach Nalin the corner, I am going to be very worried going into the half-time break as to why my team is getting opened up so easily by SLTB. Mohammad Izzadeen, on the other hand, will be very impressed with how his charges have done so far. And if they do manage to get a goal, it would be deserved at this juncture.
Definitely, SLTB have been abusing the lack of defense from Crystal Palace over and over again. Once again, this time that pass, not enough on it, and Crystal Palace
beautiful little ball, but Shanmugaraja not quite getting to it. Well defended by Michael, but once again Crystal Palace with the ball and still playing a very high line here. SLTB. And Crystal Palace not quite taking advantage of that. And offside. "36 minutes in. It's been a bit of a cagey affair here."
Yes, both teams not being able to get those final few touches that they need.
A risky pass. Thought it got intercepted at the first line of defense, but no. And now, ball coming in. Beautiful pass, actually. Fantastic effort. Once again, Ratnayaka should be either bringing it down or hitting it first time. I think a great example recently of a similar effort hit first time, Benjamin Sesko, Man United versus Burnley, side-footing it just as it comes from across from behind him. Should be attempting that kind of effort there, but doesn't do either. Once again, Ratnayak, and could count a second rather clear-cut chance that you could say has gone begging.
Yes, was in two minds once again. He wasn't sure that he wanted to take that one or just have a go at it straight away. Once again, now Crystal Palace with space.
Doesn't matter really, he didn't finish it. So Isaac Aba offside, but even then, despite not knowing whether he was offside or not, makes an absolute meal of that and misses that sitter.
Yes, that ball left his foot before that call was made. Once again, Janaka Chaminda throws it in, doesn't find his man.
Not a lot of awareness there shown by Angelo Manuel, who heads it straight at the keeper, but continue here. This first game of this game week. Very confident play at the back there, so there's Suranga taking no chances.
Definitely risky.
No foul there, very good decision by the referee to let play continue. And can SLTB make the most of it? No, they can't. Once again, possession turned over, they need to bring it down. Frustration now on the pitch for Crystal Palace. Can see the arms flailing. This is what happens when you walk into a game expecting a rather easy result and things don't start going your way. You do start to feel it a little bit in the back of your mind.
Yes, definitely, and Crystal Palace, they definitely have come to this game thinking it would be a walk in the park, but SLTB, they've been up to the game.
Shanmugaraja with a beautiful pass to the other end of the pitch, but Riflan collects it slightly too square. And here's an opportunity now for Crystal Palace to put the ball into the box. That's exactly what they do, and that's one. From up here, that was going in, and I don't understand how they have managed to miss a sitter from less than 6 yards out. It doesn't even end up hitting the target. Does everything right, does that first touch beautifully, breaks into the space between the goalkeeper and the defender. First touch, beautifully above. But Isaac Aba will be kicking himself.
Absolutely looked like all money from up here. And now once again, lovely ball coming in. Good effort from the goalkeeper. So there's Sharanga. He'll be happy with that.
Now a corner for Crystal Palace. They'd be encouraged, they'd be buoyed on the back of that initial effort.
Position dominantly with Crystal Palace in the last 3 to 5 minutes.
And a long range effort rather, and got a good bit of bite on it. They'll be happy with that.
Distance looked good, just the direction.
Now SLTB trying to break into these attacks. Nothing doing, just a bit of a shoulder barge. Janaka Chaminda in that midfield now. The problem being that he doesn't really have the right level of ball players surrounding him, Janaka Chaminda. A lot of the attacks do go through him.
Yes, absolutely, and he's everywhere on the pitch.
And once again, careless, and Janaka Chaminda not very happy, just flailing his arms a little bit. Shanmugaraja and him have been carrying this attack on their backs.
Absolutely. The work rate from Janaka Chaminda. He has all the right to be mad with half-hearted efforts.
So there's Shuranga. 2 minutes away from a half-time clean sheet. Something that's definitely bound to do his confidence a world of good, given the experience he's had so far in this tournament.
Yes, he'll be hoping to go into half-time without conceding a goal.
Beautiful opportunity once again. Nuwan Javira will be kicking himself. He should be taking that down, but instead, what a terrible first touch. Almost ending up as a pass.
Yeah, I don't think that pass could have landed more perfectly for him. Should have brought that down, controlled it one-on-one.
Not happy is he, that man. The big man. Still having a go at his teammate.
Rightfully so. He's playing with a cast
Seems to be
around his wrist.
his Suarez-esque trademark almost. Bit of a high boot call there, and two shades of thought really. Not contested, I kicked it, versus the boot was high, and the referee seems to have gone with the latter.
Didn't seem like he wanted anything to do with that ball. Called it a high one before anything happened, but
2 minutes of added time called on this occasion, so 120 more seconds till SLTB reach half the home stretch.
doesn't find his teammates on that occasion. Janaka Chaminda and Crystal Palace.
Should be playing advantage there. The play brought back once again.
Can't be stopping the play like that.
Absolutely, a little confused by Sasanka Madhusankar's call there, and just there in that phase of play as well, Angelo Manuel was more than happy to play on despite the shirt tug, and they should be playing advantage. Janaka Chaminda marches all the way to the center halfway line and takes charge of it. No argument.
Twisting and turning. Trying to get away from defender.
Calls another foul there by the looks of it. No, it's an offside call. Crystal Palace, couple of seconds left in this half for them to try and make something happen. And now an opportunity here. Dushantan tries to find his teammate. Nothing doing. Just a bit careless. That's the first foot that has been put wrong there by Shanmugaraja. And with that, it's the short whistle. And at the conclusion of this half, Crystal Palace and Sri Lanka Transport Board 0-0 going into half-time with nothing between them. Based on how this game has gone, I think only one team is going to be happy, and that certainly isn't the team in blue.
Absolutely, I think SLTB will be very happy with their performance in this first half. They'll look to put those final few touches on their attack going into the second half, but Crystal Palace, they have a lot to work on. As we take a look at the halftime confirmation, it's 0-0 Crystal Palace versus SLTB in the Sri Lanka Football Champions League. We'll take a look at the highlights of the first half. Yes, that free kick going miles above the post. Couple of attempts at goal from Crystal Palace, but now they're finding the back of the net. But SLTB, look at that lovely pass from Janaka Chaminda. And how did he miss that one? Crystal Palace won't be too happy with their performance in the first half. And we'll be back with the live action of the second half shortly after a commercial break.
Champions League एक हाथ गैस में हैंगुमान kick में जब ये नरमने भागी दुलाने भीदी दस्ते गोल एक गाना इसी सरसने समरोक विन्ने साब्देट देने We are one game, one heart. One game, one heart, Champions League. This is where we start. Together we dream, together we fight. We are the champions. Under the light. Football खोलो सेट එකම එක් වෙන්නේ ගෝල් එකට කික් එක දෙන්නේ चैंपियंस लीग में ඇරෙන්නේ one game one heart चैंपियंस लीग සටනයි ඇරෙන්නේ පිපි දෙන්නේ ජය ගන්නේ එක සිහිනට අපි යන්නේ one game one heart Champions League where dreams take part raise your flags feel the art football one game one heart hey oh one green one star hey oh one game one heart Champions League forever we play the spirit of football leads away
live action of the second half. Just had a small technical difficulty, but we're back with the live action of the second half. Not much going on in the first half of this game. Now SLTB, Janaka Chaminda. They did have an opportunity, but a collision between the two players, the goalkeeper, Crystal Palace goalkeeper Mohamed Riflan seems to be in a lot of pain. Nothing intentional from his opponent from SLTB. Had his eyes fully on the ball. Seems like he has hurt his back. Not the best of starts to the second half for Mohamed Riflan. Doesn't go for a long kick, finds his teammate, but now SLTB. Shanmugaraja losing possession on that occasion. Crystal Palace. Just backtracking, rearranging the attack is Crystal Palace. Michael to Hemanta. Now Shanmugaraja. Hemanta does well to get that back. Mohamed Riflan sends that one straight, and a yellow card coming in for Dumindu Hettiarachi. If you can take a look at this just a shot to the face. Crystal Palace, free kick for them. Doesn't find his teammate, and SLTB come away with it. All ball, says the referee. SLTB players with their hands up for that one. And now Crystal Palace pounds on top of that. SLTB didn't know where that goal came from. Everyone was distracted. Crystal Palace pouncing on it, making no mistake. Take a look at it once again. I wonder if he was offside. SLTB players appealing to the linesman, but he says nothing wrong there. And the first goal comes to Crystal Palace in the 50th minute of this game. SLTB won't be too happy about their defense on that occasion. SLTB takes that one. Shanmugaraja just losing his footing. Does well to intercept that ball. And uncharacteristic from Janaka Chaminda. Sends that one two touch. The goal scorer for Crystal Palace. The goal scorer Askar. SLTB in a bit of danger. Crystal Palace, they'll take it quickly. And once again, leg on leg contact. And another yellow card this time shown to Lakshanta Dinara. Yes, absolutely. Definitely not intentional, but he did throw his leg out there and faces the consequences. Now Crystal Palace from a good position. Isaac Abba. That not the best of kicks taken. SLTB has been a little sloppy in the first 7 to 8 minutes of this second half, and that has costed them the goal as well. It's a yellow card to Lakshanta Dinara for that early incident. Looking for that through ball. Crystal Palace just a little too much power on it. SLTB treading on dangerous waters. Crystal Palace has been on their side of the pitch most of this half, and they continue to do so. Godwin. Lovely bit of passes from Crystal Palace, but that one goes wayward. And SLTB with an opportunity. Shanmugaraja makes absolute hash of it. Way off to left. He'll be disappointed in himself. Let's take a look at that one. Had only the goalkeeper in front of him. Definitely should have done better on his part. Mohammad Riflan SLTB time and time again have been sloppy. A bit of confrontation from the two players. This definitely looked like Godwin did make contact, the SLTB player, and his teammate was not too happy about that. And now Janaka Chaminda will take a free kick just near the center field line. Cleared away from Crystal Palace. So Sudesh Saranga does concede a goal in this game as well, adding one more to his tally of that awful stat of conceding the highest number of goals as a goalkeeper in this tournament. Scrappy bit of play from both teams. Long pass coming in, and SLTB, not the best of outcomes for them. Once again, Hemantha Bandaragoda. Now finally, SLTB with a little bit of space. Take a look. Yes. Definite foul on that occasion. And what have we here? A yellow card being shown to Tuan Fahim. He is not too happy about it. He says that his jersey was tugged by Askar, the goal scorer. Janaka Chaminda not too happy about it. He is arguing with the referee, and not the best of calls on that occasion from Sasanka Madhushanka. Crystal Palace in a good position, they want to take maximum use of this. And they absolutely do. Wonder what happened there. If you can take a look. Referee says no goal. Let's take a look at it. Maybe this is a better angle. So the one for him was even a yellow card early on for that initial offence where Crystal Palace did get a free kick. And the goal has not been awarded for Crystal Palace. And SLTB with a goal kick. That the first 10 to 15 minutes of this second half, more fast-paced, definitely more exciting football from both teams. Saw the first goal of the game as well coming in the second half. And once again, opportunity for Crystal Palace, and defended by SLTB. Yes, Crystal Palace trying a fast-paced attack. And now SLTB with the counter. Unfortunately, is offside. Saman Kumar on that occasion. Crystal Palace definitely have the advantage when it comes to the one-on-one perspective. Having a couple of foreign players in their ranks as well, definitely helping them immensely. Santan tries to take that, but Hemant Bandaragoda says, let me have a go at the corner, and collected well. by Sudesh Saranga. Sudesh Suranga, I beg your pardon. Now it's that man once again, Janaka Chaminda. Free kick for him. As we have a couple of lights coming on here at the racecourse. It's about 25 minutes to go. SLTB with an attempt, but Mohammed Riflan makes no mistake. Isaac Abba, Shantan once again gives away possession. Lovely pass coming in. Not the best of crosses from Angelo Manuel. Now Isaac Abba runs straight into traffic. Angelo Manuel to that man, Shanmugaraja. SLTB, the throw in, Manuel, Janaka Chaminda with a run. Take a look at that one once again. Godwin says, pleads with the referee, saying he didn't do anything, but free kick given away to SLTB. On the second one, almost SLTB getting a slight touch on it at the very last moment. Once again, we have a player down. Just about 20 minutes left in this game. And Crystal Palace is leading 1-0 against SLTB. Take a look at what happened there. Not exactly sure. But he will be off the pitch. And Mohammed Riflan now Crystal Palace with an opportunity. Not the best of passes. Isaac Upper not too happy. Shantan Godwin to Isaac. The cross comes in and lovely work. Lovely stuff from Askar once again. 2 goals from him, but credit to Isaac Abba as well. Lovely cross from him. Take a look at that one. Good work to keep his composure with the goalkeeper running at him full force. And the second goal for Sinarasa Askar. And Crystal Palace leads 2 goals to nil. I beg your pardon. Take a look at that replay. Crystal Palace showing what they're capable of in the second half. They were definitely off colour during the first half of this game, and now they've changed their tactic. A faster paced game they're playing, and that has worked out for them in their favour, and results have been showed with the 2 goals. Sudesh Suranga once again straight to his opponent. Straight away, yellow card shown to Godwin. Defense does come in for SLTB. Janaka Chaminda, uncharacteristic from him, gives away possession. Isaac Abba has a shot at goal, didn't get all of it. Hemantha Bandaragoda twisting and turning. Sends the attack down the left. That was a lovely pass coming in, but intercepted well from SLTB. And SLTB once again gives away possession. Dominating performance from Crystal Palace in this second half. Mohammad Sajid sends it down on the left, finds his man. No, he doesn't. Isaac Abba was just waiting for that to come over the defender. Shot at goal, but Sudesh Suranga makes no mistake and has no trouble collecting that. Once again, straight to Crystal Palace. Good effort to keep that ball in play. not the best of passes. With just about 15 minutes left in the game, Crystal Palace look confident, and they are leading 2-0. The way SLTB is playing right now, seems like this game has been sealed in the favor of Crystal Palace. They do need a change of tactic if they want to change the outcome. And like we discussed in the first half, the first 40 minutes from SLTB in their previous games as well have been good, and they've fallen off in the second half. It has shown once again in this game as well. Janaka Chaminda looking exhausted, and now Isaac Abba. Crystal Palace, Dushantan. Throw in for SLTB. Manuel. To Shanmugaraja. Back to Sudesh Suranga. Fancy bit of footwork from Lakshant Dinara, and goes down the left. And Janaka Chaminda will have a corner. They'll be happy to have this one. After 20 minutes of not having anything going for themselves. Punched away by Mohammad Riflan. The SLTB players, they look tired. They look gassed out. Crystal Palace have been aggressive throughout the second half, and that has worked well for them. Throw in for Crystal Palace. Now Crystal Palace seem to be slowing things down. Now SLTB. Once again, straight to Mohammad Riflan, and he has no trouble collecting that. Janaka Chaminda. Now Isaac Abba just losing the ball on that occasion. Wanted to stop it and take a shot at goal. Unfortunately, wasn't able to. And yes, offside once again from Shanmugaraja. Couple of times in this game he's been offside. Referee just making sure Isaac Abba is okay to continue playing. Crystal Palace take it short. Mohammad Inam on that left corner for Crystal Palace. Nevertheless, SLTB coming away with position, and once again offside. They seem to have this issue time and time again during this game against Crystal Palace. SLTB have tend to be offside, and not the best of passes from Janaka Chaminda. Not something you usually see from him. Crystal Palace they're in a good position, just slowing things down. Hemant Bandaragoda good bit of pressure from him, and with just about 5 minutes left on the clock, we have a couple of substitutions coming in for SLTB. Muhammad Minhaj coming out for Nuan Edward, and that man Janaka Chaminda comes out for Deshanta. But what a game he has had. Had a really good first half, was all around the pitch, and definitely was the motor behind the SLTB attack in the first half. Unfortunately, not the best of second halves for him, and Crystal Palace as well, with 2 changes coming in. Raju Saran Raj and Jayakumar Nirangsan coming in. All Crystal Palace has to do now is keep possession and slow things down. But fresh legs on the pitch for Crystal Palace. And will we see a third one? Yes, we do. And a hat-trick for that man, Sinarasaskar. Take a bow. All 3 goals coming in the second half. Takes a moment to take a picture. What a celebration from him. A hat-trick. And definitely thanking his teammates for the assist as well. But he has been calm under pressure, composed, and makes no mistake. Through the legs of Sudesh Suranga. Crystal Palace. That will be a card. And he will be sent off. Not too happy about that is Damindu Hettiarachchi. Take a look at what happened there. Difficult to say from that angle. Looked like he had the contact with both the ball and leg. He is not happy about that decision. Nevertheless, just a minute or so left in the game on our clocks. And Crystal Palace comfortably leading 3-0. Coach Nalin the corner would have had a firm talk with his players during half time. And definite offense once again. Yellow card shown. This time it was Nuwan Edward, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, just tugging on the jersey of Vaskar. And Hemanta Bandaragoda. I beg your pardon. That pass, that kick goes wayward. Looks like we have 2 minutes added. Askar looking for his fourth, but this time Sudesh Suranga manages to clinch onto that. SLTB, they won't be too happy with their performance in the second half. The first half was a different story altogether. SLTB with a more dominating performance, and Crystal Palace were not doing too good, but the tables have turned. Crystal Palace has come out and shown what they are capable of, and it's that man Sinarasa Askar with 3 goals to his name. He's done really well in this game, and that will be full time. Crystal Palace win against SLTB 3 goals to 0. Both teams shaking hands. Final formalities between the officials and the 2 teams. It was all down to that second half, and Crystal Palace showed up. That was the difference between the 2 teams. The first half, both teams were equally matched off. Take a look at we'll take a look at the full-time confirmation. Crystal Palace 3 goals to 0 against SLTB in the Sri Lanka Football Champions League 2025-2026. What an interesting game we had. And that was the first goal of the second half. Came early on. Take a look at the highlights from the second half. A lot of cards going to both teams, and that was an opportunity gone away from SLTB. And this one, another opportunity for Crystal Palace, and lovely work from Askar. Calm and composed, puts it in the back of the net. His cards flying around in the second half, and this was the third one. It just got better, goal after goal. Askar increasingly having better goals, and like I said, red card coming in as well for Lakshant Dinar, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, and that is full time of this game of Crystal Palace taking on SLTB in the Sri Lanka Football Champions League 2025-2026. We have coming up next at 8:30 p.m. today from the Racecourse, Saunders SC taking on New Star SC. That will be a decisive match for both teams, for that group as well. Yes, and tomorrow as well we have a couple of games. This whole weekend packed with the action, and We will come back to you with the next match at 8:30 p.m. today. Saunders SC taking on New Star SC. But for now, that will be it from this game. Crystal Palace beating SLTB comprehensively 3 goals to 0.